Okay, I'm going to say it now. It's cold outside my window and I am ready for a princess cruise. If you are getting ocean ready, if you have a princess cruise coming up, let's get planning and ready together. I'm going to go through all of the information that you want to know. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Now, I get a lot of requests for information about princess cruises, and I'm going to share with you the process for my own cruise. It's coming up, so I'm going to give you some information about that as well. I am pretty excited. This is our first cruise since the pandemic, and part of the reason for that is because we are Canadian and there are different travel restrictions that we've had, and we just want to navigate things as safely as possible, make sure that we have our travel insurance. You get the drill. Okay, so I'm going to go through the information that you probably want to know, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, tell you what you need to do on the app, what you need to do on the cruise personalizer. It's not super complicated, but I wouldn't say it's as easy as before, at least for now. Now, before I get started, of course, I want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give the video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'd love to have you here within the LifeWell Cruise community. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing that you do need to do is you need to go to the App Store and you need to download the Medallion Class app. And you just do a little search in the App Store. You could find it. That is really, really easy. And then you're going to be able to open up your app. You're going to put in your booking number and your information. And then after that, every time you open the app, your information is going to be there. So that is something really good. Now, for now, you do have to download this app either on your smartphone or on another device like an iPad or a tablet. So you do have to do this way. It's not going to work on your computer, at least not for now. Now, what I was planning to do was actually go through this live with you, but being completely honest, this app does still have some glitches. It is still going through some growing pains. It is still fairly new. And what I did is I actually kind of uninstalled and reinstalled the app a couple of times over a couple of days. So if you do find that you have any of those issues, obviously you can call Princess. They're going to be super helpful, but I have heard that the wait times are super long. So you might just want to try uninstalling it, reinstalling it, and I think you'll find that on the most part it works quite well. Now, when you do open the app, it's going to tell you how many days you have left until your cruise, so that's really exciting. I'll let you know about my cruise in just a couple of minutes, but first I just want to go through the basics for you so you kind of just know what to expect. And basically what's going to happen is you'll start off in the blue lane. Right now I'm in green lane because I filled out some of the information. You'll be putting in your personal information and your documents. So basically this is like your passport information, your government ID. So I put in my passports. Something that is really good is right now on the app, you can scan your passports with your phone or your tablet camera. So really, really nice and easy. I did have to, out of 3 passports, I did have to enter the information manually for one, but that really wasn't a big deal. You can definitely do that. Now, you can also choose your medallion wearable. Now, also something you have to do in your personal information and your documents is you are going to have to fill in a health questionnaire. So you'll put in your health questionnaire and you do have to revisit that in the 24 hours before your cruise. You're also going to be prompted to put in your credit card information and really all of that other information that you would put in your online check-in. So your emergency information and that kind of thing. Now, going back here, you can also get your medallion wearable. Now, you'll notice that that is not green for me. Now, the reason for that is that I am Canadian, and so they don't send me or mail me the ocean medallion. Now, while I would love to have a little unboxing of that, to be honest, it's one less thing that I have to pack, and I've picked it up at the cruise port before. I really don't think it adds very much time at all. It was super quick in the past, and I expect it to be fast again. And you can even personalize your medallion as well. And there are some different accessories that you can buy either online ahead of time or you can buy them on the ship. Now, I'm going to show you one part that got me a little bit frustrated, and that is the arrival and the departure times. So you can pick your time to arrive for your cruise. Okay, get started. However, what happens is that, at least on mine, these groups are not available. So that was a little bit frustrating. I was trying to figure out, why is it not available? It says 000 for all of them. So I know it's not just me, but it turns out after speaking with some different people, they said it really is only available at 30 days before. Now, this might change, so always take a look at this. But for my cruise, it looks like it will be 30 days before that I can choose my arrival time starting at 11:30, which I'm going to try to do. And oh, I just realized I mentioned health status at the beginning of it, but you actually have to do your health status at the end of this. So it's just something to know. But as long as you follow the information that Princess Cruises gives you, you will be able to follow this process. Looks like it is taking a minute or two to load. So this is your health status, and you would just revisit this in the 24 hours before your cruise. So I've already filled in that information, but I'll go back to this. Now, something that's very new to Princess is you can now choose your dining preferences, your dining times. You can choose that ahead of time. So make sure that you do that as well as you're doing your online check-in. You're putting your preferences in. So you could choose if you want a table for two. You could choose if you'd like to share a table. You could choose if you want to eat slowly or eat quickly, even if you want a table near the window. Now that's called Dine My Way, and that really replaces the traditional dining times of early and late seating and even of open dining. Now what I did is I went ahead and I just booked the main dining room. I think it was for 6:45 p.m. if I'm not mistaken, just every night of the cruise. But I do plan to do at least one specialty dinner. I'm just not sure exactly which night yet, so I'm going to revisit that before my cruise, or I might even try booking it on the ship. Now I have a favor to ask you. If you've been on a Princess cruise lately, was it easy to book your specialty dining on board? I sort of like to do that once I'm on the ship and get a feel for the menus for the different nights, but I'd love to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments below. Now, something else that I wanted to show you, especially maybe you're traveling with family or friends in the future on a cruise, and so you can actually add guests and you can be linked together. This would have been really convenient. About 3 years ago, we did a family and friends cruise for my parents' 50th anniversary on the Crown Princess, and this would have been very, very convenient. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, while the app is really good, as I mentioned to you, there are some things that I see that are just still not really quite there yet. So one of them is I was looking at like the port guides because I thought, let me take a look at what there is to do in the different cruise ports. And unfortunately, as I kind of go on it, it shows that it's not available like ahead of time. It is available on the ship. So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be booking my shore excursions. Sometimes I do these earlier. Usually I do them about 30 days before my cruise. So I am going to get to that soon. I'm just been so busy, to be completely honest, but I am going to book my shore excursions very soon. And that I have to do on my cruise personalizer, so that I can do right from my computer or by logging in to princess.com. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. So if you are planning a Princess cruise, that is basically what you need to do. But now let me tell you about my cruise that is coming up. So we are going to be on a cruise for New Year's. That is actually one of my very favorite times to take a cruise. And this was a main reason that we did book this specific ship and itinerary. So we are going to be on the Regal Princess on December 29th, 2021. It is an 8-day cruise. We were looking at different cruises, and if you've been following me for a while, you know I did have another cruise booked. It was in early January. We did decide to cancel that one because it was a longer cruise, and we did feel that for this cruise, these dates just worked really well, just in terms of our own life back home, our own vacation time that we get from work, that kind of thing. And we just felt like it was a really nice opportunity to be able to be on this beautiful itinerary, a ship that we love. We've been on the Regal Princess before, and I love this ship. Now, the itinerary is in no particular order because I don't remember it, but it's St. Kitts, San Juan, Tortola, and Grand Turk. So a really beautiful itinerary. Now what I need to do is book my shore excursions. Now, usually I do a lot of research about my cruise ports. I've been to some of these before, and I oftentimes do decide between the ship excursion and maybe a private tour or vendor or going on my own. To be completely honest, for this cruise, I am leaning towards the cruise ship excursions. A big part of that is I just want to make things a little bit easy for this time, just in case things change anywhere in any of the cruise ports. I just feel like this is maybe the best bet. I may change my mind. In San Juan so far, my thinking is that we're going to walk around the cruise port. I haven't been to San Juan in about 10 years, and I really love it. Now, if you've been to any of these cruise ports, please let me know your recommendations of what excursions we should do. There may be a couple that we decide to walk around on our own, but I'm still really debating it. I'll probably decide that in the next week or so. Now, of course, I have my packing list already started. I'm checking things off. I'm putting things in piles already. And really, mostly, I'm looking at my cruise outfits. A big part of that is that we haven't been on vacation in 2 years. Not everything fits as well as it did. I'm working on that. I'm looking at a couple of new outfits, that kind of thing. So I'm doing a little bit of shopping now. Now, I'll probably do another video before we go on our cruise showing you some of the outfits that I'll wear on the cruise, a little bit more about what I am going to be packing. I'm going to try not to overpack too much. Please let me know if you'd enjoy seeing a video about that as we get closer to the cruise. Now, if you do need cruise packing lists, outfit planners, I do have a 47-page printable ultimate cruise planner. It really has everything that you would need, from planning your shore excursions, tracking your payments, refunds, onboard credits. Everything that you could need is included in the Ultimate Cruise Planner. I will leave the information linked in the description below. Now, there are 3 more things that I have to think about before my cruise, and one of them is really easy, so I'm going to leave that one to the end. The other 2 are pretty important. So what I have to do, of course, is think about the testing before my cruise. Now, I am Canadian, so my plan, because we're going to be doing a bit of a road trip, we're driving to Florida, is I'm going to be testing while I am in the US. I'll be going there a couple of days before the cruise. So what I'm going to be doing is mailing that self-test. I'm going to mail it to some relatives that I have there and do that self-test while I am in the US. But otherwise, what I would do is, before I would fly out, I would go to one of the local testing clinics right now on Princess, and obviously always check to see that the protocols, what they are, directly on the Princess website, because they can always change. But right now, an antigen test is allowed for vaccinated passengers, and everybody has to be vaccinated right now if you are sailing on Princess. So you could do that, and you can find a local testing clinic that you can test right before you fly out for your cruise. Now, I'm also going to need to get tested at the end of my cruise, and that is because when I go back to Canada, Canada does require vaccinated travelers to have a negative PCR test before re-entering into Canada. Now, this could change, of course, but right now, at the time that I'm filming, this is the rule. And Princess does provide this free of charge at this time, and they are providing it shoreside. So do allow about an hour's time for a PCR test. So a little tip, if you are flying back to Canada, is do allow some extra time, because if you do have to have that test, you will need some additional time. There could be delays, you never know, and well, you just don't really want to be stuck. And the other thing that I need to do is print out our luggage tags. And of course, that is the easy thing. The only thing is, I don't know if I have to do it on the Personalizer or on the Medallion Class app. So I will have to take a look at that. Now, just to let you know, I do use these plastic luggage tag holders. I just find they're such so convenient, reusable. So if you do want to check that out, I do also have the luggage tags as well as any other cruise essentials linked in the description below. Now, I'll also leave the information about the Ultimate Cruise Planner in case you do want to check that out. It is $10 off right now. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Are you going on a Princess cruise? How are you finding everything with the app? Are things starting to work well for you? Are you having any issues? Please let me know as well in the description below. And please let me know if you're going to be sailing on the Regal Princess, if you're going on a New Year's cruise, what information and what you'd like me to show you from the ship. I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know down in the comments below this video. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.